Hey mathematicians, it's JP from Geeky Teachy. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do grid method long division using a 3-digit dividend and a 1-digit divisor. So notice before I've begun dividing, I've turned my paper 90 degrees so that the lines on my paper are going vertically. This is going to help me when I start adding and subtracting within my dividends. So today to start, we're going to be dividing 715 divided by 5. So before I start, I need to see how many boxes I'm going to need for my grid method, and to do that, I'm going to count the digits in my dividend. So I have 1, 2, 3 digits, which means I'm going to need 3 boxes for my grid. So again, I like to use these lines to make my boxes. I'm going to give each box 3 columns. I find that this is just the right amount of room when I start adding and subtracting and bringing numbers up. So now that I have my 3 boxes, I can go ahead and put my digits in each box. So I'm going to start with my first digit, which is 7, and put it in my first box. I'm going to put it in the farthest right-hand column within that box. Then I can do my second digit, which is 1, and my last digit, which is 5. My divisor is still going to stay on the outside of my boxes, just like it would for standard algorithm division. Before I get started, I need to list my multiples of 5, as well as write the division steps. So I'm going to put my multiples of 5 off to the side here. Notice that I'm using the columns on my paper to line up my place values. Okay, now that I have my multiples, I'm going to write my division steps. So I like to use the does, McDonald's, sell, cheeseburgers regularly. So let's divide, multiply, subtract, check, bring up, and repeat my steps. So now that I have my multiples as well as my division steps, now I can begin dividing. So I'm not even going to bother looking at the second 2 boxes. I'm only dividing into this first box to start. So I'm going to ask myself, how many times can 5 divide into 7? Well, looking at my multiples, 5 can divide into 7 1 time. So I'm going to put my 1 right above that 7 that I'm dividing into. After I divide, I can multiply. So 5 times 1 is 5. After I multiply, I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 5 is 2. After I subtract, I'm going to check. Is my remainder smaller than my divisor? If I can answer yes, then I can go ahead and bring that remainder up into my next box, putting it right in front of that other digit, and my new dividend is now 21. So now I'm going to repeat my steps, and I'm dividing 5 into 21. So looking at my multiples list, it looks like I can divide into 21 4 times. After I divide, I'm going to multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. After I multiply, I'm going to subtract. 1 minus 0 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. Then I'm going to check. Is my remainder smaller than my divisor? Yes. So I can bring that digit, that 1, up into my next box and put it right there in front of the digit that was already there. So now I'm only dividing into this last box. So 5 can divide into 15. Looking at my multiples, 1, 2, 3 times. Then I'm going to multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. Then I'm going to subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Then I'm going to check. Is my remainder smaller than my divisor? Yes. I have no more boxes to bring those digits up to, so I am done dividing. I have no remainder, which means my quotient is 143. I would check my work by multiplying 143 times 5, and I should get a product of 715.